Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome in. How's everyone? Oh, let me unplug this and put my... Hey, Lauren. Lauren, we won't have Keith tonight. We have an issue with the phones. His tablet isn't working, but we set up something. He's upset.
Josh Burchman. An incarcerated individual at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California.
Trying to hook this
call
up.
And your telephone.
Okay. Wait. What's going on with the mic? All right, I disconnected it. Darn. Why no sound? Yeah, it's better without it. Is there sound now? Do we have sound? I'm good now? We good? Why? I put in the mic, there was no sound. That's so strange. That is so strange.
Out of the blue, huh?
Yes. Yeah, it was with the mic I'm using. Hey, Allie. Here comes Allie. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, my cat likes to make an appearance once in a while, so sorry about that.
Let me see your cat. Oh my God.
It's a hairless cat, so he likes to jump on my lap quite often.
Hairless cat. I love it. How cute.
He gets a little bit crazy, so sometimes I have to remove him from my lives, but he's being all right now, so.
Okay. That's good.
How are you?
I'm good. How you been?
Good, just super busy as usual, but.
I know. I see you're everywhere, Allie.
Yeah. I sometimes don't know how I do it as one person, but it's all right. Keep going.
I don't know how you do it, but everyone's saying hi. And then AD joining us all also. So when someone sees AD, Lauren, if you can let her up, she's joining us. We have Josh with us. Wait, we have another call.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how you doing? R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Ramon, how are you?
Good, very good. Thank you. I just got your message before I made the call.
Yeah, so we have Ramon and we have Josh.
Yes. Can we hear Josh today? Hi, Ramon. Josh, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Ramon?
Yes, I kind of can. Better than the last couple times.
No.
We had phone issues, Allie, the last couple times.
Oh, okay.
Because what they did was Josh would call into Keith's wife and she would be on like in a box with me instead, and they couldn't hear him at all. So now we're trying, like I have 4 phones going here.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I feel like a switchboard operator.
You're not the only one. I have an iPad, a computer, 2 phones, a work line, a cell phone, office line. I get it. So
Yeah, see, so you know what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm dealing with. So we have, right now, we have Josh and we have Ramon. So Correll's not on the line yet. And we have Attorney Allie's with us.
Number will be monitored and recorded.
Okay.
Attorney Alley?
How you doing, Allie?
Welcome. Welcome, Attorney Alley.
good, doing well.
We're pleased to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for letting me talk to you.
Oh, yes. We're definitely very happy to have you.
I'm going to try the mic one more time and see if this works. One more time. Can you hear me now? Can you hear?
I can.
You can. Okay, good. I think I fixed the issue with the mic.
This call and your telephone
Okay,
number
we're
will be
good.
monitored and recorded.
Now, Allie, I think you got the message with that Keith isn't joining us. I don't think the guys know.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Yeah. Keith, I don't think he'll be joining. The tablets, they're not working over there. Yeah. The phone system, it's down over at the prison. So he will not be joining us. He's very upset. But we took care of it. So he's so upset. You know, Keith is with me every week. I don't normally do this without Keith. He's actually my co-host, Allie.
Oh, that's great.
And people are like, you have a co-host that's in prison? I absolutely do, because I couldn't do this without Keith. I met everyone through Keith. Like,
Okay.
that's how I met. Like, he sets them up every week, and then he does all my questions every week. Like, he sets everything. I does the questions.
Dude.
Like, he does everything. Yep.
Yeah, the prisons system are quite unpredictable. Sometimes I go to see my clients and they tell me that the tablets don't work, the air's off, they're in a lockdown, you know, so I get that too. So it's unfortunate, but.
So you're no stranger to the correctional system then, all the woes that we go through on a daily basis.
Absolutely not. So I can tell you a little bit about myself. I don't know how much research y'all have done on me, but a Cliff Note version is I am a all-female run criminal defense and family law firm. I own it. I'm 31 years old. I went to Alvernia University in Reading, Pennsylvania for my undergrad with an undergrad in forensic science. I interned at the DA's office for crash reconstruction and inappropriate contact offenses. I was in a lab testing fingerprints, decided that I could not sit in a lab with no human interaction for a period of multiple hours. So I graduated college.
Atty Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yep, no problem. I just didn't want to talk over you.
Charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 net. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Do I have Correll and Josh on now?
Okay. Hi, Correll. How you doing, Correll? You can hear me now? I'm doing good. All right. Just to catch you up real quick, Allie was giving us a little synopsis of who she is. Keith isn't going to be joining us tonight. He's having problems with his tablet at the facility. So
we're going to continue with Allie. Go ahead, Allie. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I decided that I couldn't do forensic science because I was stuck in a lab all the time during my internship. So I graduated college early, decided that to take my LSAT. I interned. My first time in the prison was in Northampton County Prison in Pennsylvania. I interned in the prison and was in part of the case management team. As part of that, I escorted a client to court. That was the first time I was ever in a courtroom. I loved it. Took my LSAT that semester, got into a variety of schools, went to Widener, Delaware, graduated top 10 in my class from law school, and I had the highest and ran the criminal justice defense clinic there. Graduated law school, passed the bar, went to a workers' compensation firm. A man told me that women didn't belong in this profession, aka my boss, quit the job, became a part-time public defender, and then opened my own firm simultaneously at the same time. I stopped being a public defender last March when I got pregnant with my child, and now I have an all-female run law firm with 2 associates, 10 staff, primarily doing criminal defense and family. That's a Cliff Note version.
Wonderful. Wow. Very well rounded. Very impressive.
So primarily what I focus on is wrongfully accused cases, substance abuse cases, pew cases. I usually do not do any crimes against children simply because it hits too home. And with the family law stuff, I kind of contradict myself depending on what it is. So
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Several DP cases. I'm not DP certified, but I've sat second chair on DP cases, and I have a lot of them civilly. So that's sort of I'm very familiar with the prison system, the correctional facility. Obviously, I was a public defender, but I have many private clients. So I'm in the jail probably 4 to 5 times a week at a minimum.
Okay. Good job. Which jail? What area are you out of?
I'm out of Pennsylvania, so the eastern side of Pennsylvania. I'm about an hour from Philadelphia, so I primarily practice in what we call Lehigh and Northampton counties. I have gone to Philadelphia County. We are on the border of New Jersey, so a lot of my clients have New Jersey cases, but I am not barred in New Jersey. People keep asking me to, but I'm barred federally, so I'm barred in the United States federal court, the Supreme Court, so I get those cases as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. Thank you.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm originally from South Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm about an hour.
I'm originally from South Philly.
So that's a Cliff Note version of me. So, other than that, personally, I do a lot of social media stuff. I have a podcast. I have TikTok. I've been on probably every major news outlet you've seen for my cases. And really my focus and my mission as part of my law office is to serve people. I don't believe prison is the place to house people. I'm very pro people, not pro government. And that's sort of what I am. So I'm happy to answer any questions y'all have, or if you want to know more about me or you just want to chat, whatever you want to do, I'm game.
Okay. I'll start off. My name is Ramon Rogers, and I was sentenced to death in 1997 at San Quentin State Prison, and it's 2025 right now, and I still can't get any state habeas appellate counsel. State has refused to appoint counsel for any of us, for quite a few of us death row guys, and we've just been sitting here languishing for decades. And several lawsuits have been filed against the state, against the governor, against the Supreme Court, And their only reply and responses are that, well, we don't have the money to pay the attorneys, and we don't have enough qualified death penalty qualified attorneys for you guys. So that is the only answers we've been getting, and the years keep ticking by here, and we're not getting any due process, and we're not being able to get our cases into the courts at all.
Yeah, I mean, so
that's kind of what happened up here.
And I'm sorry, sir. What's your name? I can't tell who's talking by.
That's Ramon. Ramon.
Oh, okay. I just want to address you by your name because I don't like to address people without giving them the respect of who they are. So, Ramon, I mean, there's two answers to your somewhat or comments to your statement. So, number one, the government lacks death penalty qualified lawyers, quite honestly, because they make us lawyers do things that we shouldn't have to do. So, for example, in Pennsylvania, you have to have 8 jury trials that go from beginning to end, which render a verdict. And then you have to have an additional, what we call CLEs, continuing legal ed. As a normal lawyer like me, we have to have 12. 2 ethics, 10 substantive, which means on, any type of law that we choose. If you are DP qualified, you have to have an additional 12, and they cost probably $300 a credit. So a lot of lawyers don't want to spend, number one, the money to be a DP qualified, but number two, some lawyers don't have enough jury trials. But more importantly, number three, what happens is the exact same thing you're describing. So if we have a DP case in Pennsylvania, and let's say it's in Philadelphia County, and they can't find a DP lawyer, they will appoint any lawyer that's barred in Pennsylvania. They don't care if it's from Pittsburgh, which is on the other side of the state, 6 hours away, and make them come here for the case, and they will pay them way under the rate that we are qualified for. So for example, my rate as a private lawyer is $300 an hour. They pay maybe $120 an hour, which is, for me, the pay is not the concern. The concern is you're making me drive 6 hours one way for maybe a 20-minute status conference and then 6 hours back. They don't pay for your food. They don't pay for your food. They don't pay for your lodging. They don't pay for anything. So, and then you also have no discretion on what cases you get or don't get. And I am of the thought that that's not, if it's a DP case, it's serious. The problem is they have no regard for these attorney schedules. And that's why a lot of attorneys do not want to become DP qualified, because they just appoint you all over the state and then you're running around trying to figure out procedures. But it is also it's my opinion that it's a violation of your constitutional rights. If you're asking for counsel and they're suing the state for not giving you counsel, I mean, that's a straight violation of your 6th Amendment. So, I mean, that's the state.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's been brought up in those lawsuits that I told you about. And one that's pretty known around here is the Red case, and you could bring that up on any Lexus.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
It's Stephen Redd, R-E-D-D. And you look in any one of those cases, he's sued for himself and similarly situated individuals. And the courts have all agreed that California's death penalty is defunct and it's just a disaster. And you're right about the death penalty qualified attorneys. Some of them have just let their qualifications lapse because the money that the state is supposed to give them is just completely insufficient for them to actually do any kind of work for us.
And let's be honest, Ramon, the state's got enough damn money.
Right. I think his phone went out. He's gonna have to call back. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep, his phone went out. So we have Josh and Correll on this line.
Hi guys. Oh, I can't really hear them.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't know if you were here.
I'm
Okay.
Correll Thomas. I'm also a death row inmate here that transferred from death row over to another prison as they emptied out the California death row down here in San Diego, California. I am in a different type of position and the same type of position at the same time. So I figured out a way to petition to the court for resentencing while I was waiting for my habeas appointment for an appeal. And because of the delay, that's what forced me to try to figure out how to petition. And I figured it out. I got into court. I got on one of the cases, I got granted prima facie, and I was on my way to evidentiary when another death row inmate by the name of Thompson, James Alvin Thompson, he petitioned for resentencing, got denied, appealed it, and the appellate court ruled that we must now use a habeas petition instead of the regular petition. So the counsel that I got appointment got removed from my case, and now I'm going back and forth with the court, and they're trying to find the representation right now. You know, and,
What?
My thing
What
is,
state are you in, brother?
I
Cali?
also have,
Kelly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that.
No, she asked what state. I told her Kelly.
Oh, California, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm kind of in a unique position because I also have a strong McCoy situation going on right now, and very, very strong. So if I could, if it's possible, Ms. Dally, and just for communication purposes, can you forward your information to Ms. Large, and I can give you something to read? You know, it's some court documents, and it's on me to not like I'm looking to you. You know, you're not going to advise me. I understand you can't do that. But, however, just so you understand what I'm saying, because a lot of people say a lot of things, and I was talking to Marge about that. A lot of people say a lot of things, but when you see it on black and white on the transcript, you would be able to understand exactly what it is. So, my attorney during trial, he presented a diminished capacity defense against my objection. So for 3 years, he had me under the impression that we were going with a third-party defense. At the last minute during trial, while the DA was putting on one of their witnesses, he came over and told me,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I questioned to what? He said diminished capacity. I didn't know what it was. And when I asked him, what is that? He told me, it means, you know, you did it, but they should have mercy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I asked if I could speak to the judge, and then I started telling the judge that, you know, this is not my defense. I don't know nothing about this. You know, how he's lying to my
You have 60 seconds remaining.
To make a long story short, he had told the judge that he was conceding me guilty to, at the least, manslaughter or second-degrey murder. And against my objection, the judge let him do it. I kept objecting on the record. And I kept objecting on the record. They kept denying it. And not only did I not get found guilty of manslaughter or second-degree murder, but because of what he did, I got found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. So that's another issue. And I have transcripts. I have the second chair, like you talked about being second chair. I have a second chair who's on my side. I also have an investigator on my side.
Yeah, but
wrong to me. So
Correll, I mean, you got found guilty of first, but not second, or what we would call in PA third, which you're referring to as manslaughter, which you know, there's issues with jury selection. You know, juries, they don't know what the hell they're doing half the time, but it usually doesn't make sense when you're charged with the first but not the second or the third. It's usually all three or none. So already my hair is going up on the back of my neck because it doesn't sound correct.
Correll, are you still there?
He dropped out.
Yeah, he's
I
yeah,
think he dropped out.
he's here now. Yeah.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Seems similar to what went on. They didn't offer any kind of second or third degree on mine. That was just first
Call
degree.
from
And they even charged me first
an
degree for a
incarcerated
person
individual at
that was missing. So during the appeal process, they said, "Oh, we can't sentence this guy to death for a person that was just missing, so we're going to give him second degree murder for that one." So they changed it on appeal, but it's a horrible system here where you can't get any kind of due process. And I have a letter here actually from the Habeas Corpus Resource Center. I just got it yesterday, and I had been inquiring them, asking them where I am at on their list of death penalty inmates that are waiting for appointment of counsel. And there's approximately 360, 370 death row guys that are waiting for counsel still. And the part of this letter says,
that's disgusting.
in May of 2019, so that's 6 years ago, the HCRC, the Habeas Corpus Resource Center office, informed the Superior Courts of the 25 oldest death judgments as required under California Rule 4.561, Subdivision B. And it says, your case is among this group of the 25 oldest death judgments. But like I said, that was 6 years ago. And even if we were to get any kind of appointment of counsel, it doesn't guarantee that if I'm first on the list of 25, that I will be the first one chosen. I might be the first on the list of this 25 oldest, but they may go and jump around and not get to me until number 23 or 24 or 25. There's no kind of rhyme or reason of how they're doing this thing.
Yeah, and Ramon, before you got cut off, I was saying, I mean, I know that the state has a shortage of DP qualified inmates. I think every state has that shortage. But the problem is, you know, money talks, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. And if they would pay these lawyers, you know, what they're worth, and I hate to say this, I'm not trying to offend you in any way, but DP cases are a lot of work, right? Especially for lawyers like me who put their heart and soul and care a lot about, you know, what they write and the facts of the case and talk to you guys and go visit you guys. They're a lot of work. They spend a lot of time. So if they would pay us what they're worth, and what I said before you got hung up is, let's be honest, the state has the money, Ramon. They have the money. They're just cheap mother effers, excuse my language again, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. And that's the problem with the system, is that they push you through like an inmate number, and they don't give a shit about who you are as a person. And they don't care that you're sitting there. They don't care that you're sitting there until somebody takes it to the Supreme Court of the United States, or whoever, or the governor, or the president, or somebody basically, I can't use this word on TikTok, unalives or does something tragic to get these people's attention. They don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know
You're
that,
absolutely right.
but it's the truth.
So how do they push forward? What happens later on is if we're sitting here languishing, stagnated, our cases aren't going anywhere, and because they have shipped all of the death row inmates out of San Quentin and integrated them amongst all of the mainline populations throughout the state, is a possibility that in a few years they might decide to just, commute all of our sentence to LWOP, life without the possibility of parole. And then if that happens, then the state is really off the hook, because they don't have to give LWOP inmates any kind of representation for their state habeas. So we're screwed again in that aspect, unless we want to try to file our own habeas appeals ourselves. And that could be quite a disaster for the layman jailhouse lawyer here.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I'm for people having counsel, but the problem, and simply it's, I mean, a lot of you, especially you guys that I'm speaking to right now, are smart and intelligent and understand what the words habeas and LWOP and things like that mean. But some people do not understand that. And some people do not understand, what your Sixth Amendments are and what to write. And they don't go to the library and they don't do the things that you're speaking to me about. So I always advocate that they should have counsel. But again, it goes back to the root of the problem that we are just discussing, which is there is no counsel, right? And this is why and I don't mean to make this about me, but this is why I get frustrated. This is why I get frustrated with the system, because I am a barred attorney in Pennsylvania. I'm also barred in the Eastern and Middle District of Pennsylvania, and then I'm barred United States federally. And I am one person, right? And they expect us lawyers to be in 100 places at one time. And I can't possibly, be in one county and another county and in federal court all, within 2 hours. And then they scream at us and hold us in contempt. And I'm like, you should pay attention to what you're doing, because you're pissing off lawyers and you don't already have enough to begin with. And then they want to call me and say, hey, can you take this case as an appointment? I'm like, you just yelled at me 5 minutes ago because I wasn't in your courtroom on time because I was with another judge. And and don't get me started on the judges, but they treat us like dog shit. And I'm not saying you're not treated like dog shit. I think you are. But, and then they say they don't have enough lawyers. Well, which is it?
Right.
I don't know. Do we have anyone there, or we lost them?
No, they're here.
System that's stacked against us for sure.
It's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. I mean, I have two cases right now, and I'll explain them to you if you're so interested in hearing about them. If you want to ask me questions about your own case, just tell me to be quiet. But I have a case right now. My client has seven cases of substances. I'm using TikTok words, guys, because I don't want Marge to get in trouble. Substances, if you catch my drift. 7 cases. They want him to serve 10 years. I have another guy who went into a pharmacy and robbed it at pew point and shot at officers, and they want to give him 2 years. Please explain that to me. There's something wrong with the system. It doesn't make sense. There is something wrong here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So it's just, and it's the same county, same DA's office. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, and it's, the problem also is these guidelines, and I'm sure you guys know about them. But like the state guidelines that we have, where it says certain amount of months you got to serve and all this stuff, I'm against the DP. So you can get me on that train if you want, but because I don't think it does anything for anybody, but especially with the wrongful conviction rates. But the what was I saying? Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, they just make shit up. And this discretionary stuff about, oh, a judge can do a min, or we have mins and maxes here. We don't have flat sentences. I don't know if California has flat sentences, but we have it would be like 12 to 24 months or 6 to 12 months. So there's a minimum and a maximum. New Jersey has flat sentences where it's like 10 years, period. Like we have a min and a max. So they have discretionary where the judge can go, above or below the minimum or the max. And I understand that some cases have fact intensive stuff, but that's the problem, right? You get judges that just willy-nilly do whatever the hell they want. And then so you never know what you're getting. I can't give my client any predictability because I don't know what the judge is in the mood for today. And that's the problem with the system. What is the judge in the mood for today?
Yeah, they're supposed to take into consideration, as you know, the mitigating and aggravating circumstances, but they like to throw out the whole maximum to most cases anyway. So you can't tell your clients, you'll probably get this, because these judges want to lay the hammer down on everybody.
Well, and also my issue is that, and maybe some people in here are gonna disagree with me, but you might never have me on your live again when I say this, but prisons are made. Prisons are a money racketeer. Period.
Yes, agree. No, I agree.
Prisons are a money racketeer. That's what they are.
She said, you didn't hear that? Prisons are a money racketeer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah,
agreeing with you, Allie. The chat's agree. Yep.
I'm sorry.
And I have a whole
But they are a money
other line
racketeer.
of question for you, because that's exactly what it is. They're not trying to give us things to help us better to drop the recidivism rate. So I myself,
And that's Josh. That's Josh speaking.
Josh. And so I think we all agree that they just warehouse people for money, and not saying that we didn't need to come to prison. That's not what it is. It is that they're not trying to help on the back end. I know you're in the front end of it, and like Correll and Ramon here, there is just nothing for them, and it is just it's maddening to see that they're just stagnant for years. And even Correll, the judge, is even saying, "Look, I don't even see counsel being represented for you within the next 10 years with the things that are going on." Like, what is that? Like, how is that possible? That you can't even give an answer within the next 10 years. I mean, we're talking about that's a decade. So I can't agree more with you, Allie.
Yeah, and I also think, and I didn't disclose this when I first told you about myself, but I have ran several meetings inside our local prison, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous, Peer Mentor, Animal Reform, a bunch of stuff I've ran as a volunteer, but I'm on the board of 2 nonviolent rehabs. I mean, I do a lot of stuff like that. So I'm in the prison a lot, but that I agree with you that what they do is they warehouse y'all and stick y'all in cages. And I know you guys know this, but that's what they do. And then they say, oh, well, it's time for your parole, or it's time for you to get LWOP now instead of the DP or whatever it is, right? And what have you done to better yourself? Well, what the fuck do you want me to do, people? You put me in a cage and give me a meal 3 times a day. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly.
I lost him. I can't hear him. Whoever.
Yeah, I just have to. I have to bring. I'm doing a 3-way with them, so I have to bring one more in. Here we go.
I don't care. I just didn't know if anyone could hear me.
No. There you go. Okay.
Sorry about my cursing. Let me calm down.
No, hey. Josh, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. And Josh, you do a lot of those the same thing, right? In prison?
Yes, and that's where I said, like, I have been found suitable for parole, so I'm waiting kind of on not even close to the situation of my friends here that Correll and Ramon are in. Due to exactly what you're saying, positive programming moved my parole date up 5 years, and then within the system in California, they pulled back the credits, so now I didn't gain any more time. I lost all those good time credits, and put me back out 5 years. But one of the questions that I have for you, Allie, is because like yourself, Ramon and Correll and I, we do a lot of rehabilitation.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And as yourself being a facilitator in these AA and NA groups, what do you see? How do you see that? Because being a lawyer and being as distinguished as an individual that you are, and an activist for prison reform, as we are now, we try to change the lives of other people, not only ourselves, but other people. And it doesn't happen overnight. And I don't know how you find time with the resume you have, but what kind of satisfaction does that give you as a human being to be able to come into prison? You know, these are the bowels of what people consider the bowels of our nation, and work with individuals to better themselves, to become better individuals through this work, so we don't come back to prison and we don't create another victim or harm people. So that's my question to you.
Well, so like, a lot of people think that, and I face this quite often. People ask me all the time, is that Josh speaking?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. People ask me all the time, Josh, how could you represent these people? How can you represent somebody who unalives somebody? Or how can you represent somebody that shut up the pharmacy or whatever it is, right? And they have to remember that most people walk into my office at the absolute worst time in their life, right? So they're faced with criminal charges. They're going through a divorce. Their children have been taken because of a criminal charge. And the list goes on and on and on. So no one calls my office happy. But that is what I feel like I've been called to do, which is help people at the lowest part of their time. So when people go into to prison, right? And they have no choice but to be there, which I don't think anybody signs up to be there. But when they are there and they decide that they're going to change their life and reflect on how did I get here and what steps did I take to make this mess, and I want to undo that, and I want to reform myself and assist others. Number one, it shows that you recognize that you need change or there was something that went wrong in your life. And number two, I don't know anybody that's walked this planet that hasn't made a mistake that doesn't deserve a second chance. And that's my thing with it, right? So I'm not saying I agree with mass unaliving or doing inappropriate things to kids, or I don't agree with those things, right? But I think the prison system is having people that are, number one, wrongfully convicted, addicted to some substance, have, a horrible messed up childhood, and then have to unalive somebody because it's self-defense or defense of others, right? Or has mental health issues that have not gone treated, because let's be honest, we have a massive mental health crisis in this country, right? Those people deserve second chances, right? And I understand that maybe somebody lost their life, right? And that is, tragic in itself. But what is the reason behind it? Is it a school mass unaliving, right? Where there's no understanding? I don't think, and I Googled all three of you, I don't think any of your cases met that criteria, right? So what is it and why are they changing? And I think the self-reflection in itself speaks volumes. The parole board and the world should understand that people are human and they make mistakes. And I think that most of the population says, well, fuck you, you committed a crime, and go into your cage and no one ever wants to see you again. And they don't feel that way about, other people that make mistakes. Like, I have people that their husband cheat on them, and I'm like, don't you want to punch him in the face? No, I'm going to take him back. No, I'm going to, but if they're monitored and recorded. But if they're, a drug addict, or I'm sorry, a substance addict, then we should just throw away the key, right? There's no, that's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I needed to come to prison. I have said this before with Marge on other lives. I needed to come to prison. I needed the adult time out. And I was afforded the opportunity to change, educate myself about myself, and become a different person through the childhood traumas and the trials and tribulations of life, with having negative influence and poor role models in my life. And now I've been afforded that opportunity to change my life, and now help and reach out and help other individuals. Because if it wasn't for second chances, I wouldn't even be on here today speaking with you, Ms. Allie. If it wasn't for individuals like Keith Erickson, Tommy Trauber in my life. And that is where I believe in these men and the community that we have here of these death row inmates, is they deserve that chance too. Yes, I've said this many times on the podcast here, is we're not here because we stole a candy bar and they slapped us on the wrist. We understand that. We understand the magnitude of our crime, and we understand victims' impact. We understand these things. And we try to give back in the way that we can in prison by helping others. As we are here today trying to help these two men, because in helping these two men, we're helping a bigger population, right? That's in the prison population. And I love the way you speak. You're raw, and you
we think alike in a lot of these things, and the second chances are where it's at, because we just don't lock them. You don't just lock us up and put us in holes and keep us like animals, and not allow us the opportunity to fix ourselves so we don't do the things that did bring us to prison. And that is where the frustration comes in with Correll and Ramon, is that now they are afforded this opportunity to be integrated with us down here in level 2s from level 4s. And now they are giving back as the backbone of the community, teaching others the tools that they have learned along the way from being on death row for decades and trying to better themselves when there was nothing. And then now to see that they have nothing as far as representation, just the same due process that put them in prison as a death penalty, they should be afforded the same things that the state has put into law that says, hey, you need representation because you are a death row inmate, but there is yet done there. So my heart breaks for that part of it, because today I do have empathy and compassion for others, and in totality for the human race. That's where, what do we do here? What do we do forward? How do we make this problem go away? Not necessarily go away, but how do we help these guys to get what they got coming from them? I don't know the law. I am one of those individuals in prison that my sentence was my sentence. I accepted it. I committed these crimes. I hurt these people. I needed to fix myself, and I accepted my punishment. And the same process that convicted me and sent me to prison, I trusted in the Board of Prison Hearings to see the individual that I am today, and I was granted parole. So I trusted in the same system that convicted me to gain my freedom, and I want these individuals to have that same opportunity, that due process. And I don't know how to do that. So that's where we're seeking help in that area, and I don't know how to help them.
Yeah, I understand. And I wish I could give you an answer, because I wish I could help you all and give you an answer. But the problem is that it's a systematic problem that I, as one person, can't undo, in the sense of, I don't know what the state, or quite honestly, the United States, is going to do about the mass shortage of DP qualified lawyers and counsel.
60 seconds remaining.
It's almost like they want you to do it yourself and then tell you it's messed up and you've filed it the wrong way. And again, I can't help but think that it just goes back to money, right? Because that's what this is. They deny your stuff. They'll tell you it's not procedurally correct. They'll tell you didn't do it correctly. They'll send it back to you. And it's all a money racketeer for them. And unfortunately, this isn't the only system that's messed up in the United States. And I want to bring up a sort of maybe a sensitive topic for some. And if I'm out of my line, Marge, just tell me to be quiet. But none of these guys are S offenders. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't know how you all feel about this, and I believe me, I know the inner workings of prisons, so we don't need to go into there. But how is it that people who SA children can get probation or 5, 10, 15 years, but people that have self-defense claims or alleged self-defense claims, or have a bar fight and somebody accidentally ends up unalive, gets life or death row? Somebody make it make sense to me, because I can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I just saw that in our chat. I just saw that in the chat. Somebody said their 5-year-old was essayed, and the guy got 5 years. 5 years?
Well, but I know, this is Correll Thomas speaking right here, and I
Hey,
just want to
Correll.
say that I appreciate the opportunity to get up on this line in the valley. And I was earlier a little bit of a rundown of my situation. It's kind of dire because I do have a court date for rescinded venue.
Wait 1 second, Correll. I have to just bring in Josh. Unfortunately, they're on the same phone. That's why. We'll just, I'm just going to accept Josh and we can continue.
The R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Like I'm running out of phones.
You will not be charged for this call. Thank you for using
Okay.
Global Tel Link.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
All right, Correll, here we go.
okay. Yeah, I was saying that my situation is a little dire right now. I have a court date coming up August 22nd. I will be getting picked up by the sheriff here, probably Monday the 18th. And this is just a thing going back and forth. My first court, I've been in court for a couple of years. However, I started appearing in person in February, because they had to remove my attorney because of the new time to the case and all that. So, and this was about qualified representation. At the end of the day, the judge did make a comment on the mention, like Ramon was talking about the list of us on there. I'm on page 4 of that list. It's 20, I believe it's 20 names per page. I'm number 71 or something like that. And the judge calculated that it had taken another 10 years for me, and I've been incarcerated for 29 years. Judge said it would take another 10 years for me to receive my representation, my court-appointed habeas qualified representation. And even if, he said, even if I was given time credit for the time that I've done, he has a concern with that type of delay. What I'm saying is, I'm doing everything I can. I've written over 200 attorneys, law schools, programs, innocent projects, all this. But what I didn't do is send these transcripts, right? And so I didn't realize then when I did it, I was just trying to reach out for help. I was doing anything I could to get the help that I need. And I would have thought that someone would have said something to me, but I get it. Like you said,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
money talks, BS walks. So at the end of the day, I got a few letters back, out of all of them saying, we can't help you, you don't have the time or whatever, and what I'm saying is, are there any law firms, that have these pro bono criminal,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
practices that they take? I'm looking for any kind of help, and
But
I believe
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. This is Correll, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This call and your
Correll,
telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
so you're up for resentencing?
Correll?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
petitioned for, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I petitioned for
so-
resentencing in 2022.
And you're obviously your sentence was to is he still there?
Correll?
He dropped off.
He dropped off. He's coming back. And I believe he has, his hearing is, in a week or so. Is his
But my
resentencing?
question is,
August 18th,
The 22nd. The 22nd.
yeah, so
August
he's up for
22nd.
resentencing in the 22nd, but is his position that he wants to get LWOP, or is his position that he wants to be released on parole? I assume the latter, that he would like to be released.
Right. We have him back. I don't believe we have to do this every 15 minutes because you don't pay for these. And you don't pay for, it says it, you will not be charged.
That's craziness.
Yeah. And we got to do this every 15 minutes. Listen, you will not be charged. But every 15 minutes.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Mm-hmm. Correll? Okay. And Correll, could you speak up? Just speak up, please. All right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you, Correll. So I know that you're up for resentencing on the 22nd. My question for you is, what are you attempting to do? Get out on parole for time served? Are you trying to get LWOP? What is your understanding of what this resentence would be?
Okay, so what I have going on right now on the 22nd, the judge is actively trying to find me representation for resentencing. And the case that I petitioned for resentencing on is second degree murder case. And so they would have to set aside the multiple murder special circumstance and resentence me on that, which I have time served for that, right? And in my other case, is the case that I was telling you about earlier, the case where the attorney put on the diminished capacity defense against my objection. And
you definitely have the time in on the second degree.
Right. I have the time in on second degree, and then I have the constitutional right violation on the other case, because I pled not guilty, and my attorney, basically went against my wishes, and we have it on the record. So it's not something I'm just saying. It's not my word against his. This is on transcript, and I have probably over 200 pages of the transcripts. They gave me conflict resolution twice. Both attorneys came in and told the judge on the record, and I have those transcripts as well, that I did not, I'm not guilty of this, and I did not.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So as we know, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Robert McCoy versus Louisiana, May 14, 2018, that once the client tells the defense attorney and the court that he basically didn't want that defense, a concession of guilt should have been off the table. And so I have all this stuff, and I'm just waiting for a habeas. Everybody's kicking it to habeas, but it's a constitutional right violation. So right now, I'm just breaking this thing down, and at the end of the day, I'm seeking my release.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I would definitely do that. I mean, even if you would get resentenced on the second degree for a time served, honestly, I don't even think that you would probably need parole, but probably the court would disagree with me about that. Whoa, I just got some crazy gift. Thank you, whoever did that.
You're welcome. I just sent you flowers. That's all.
Oh, thank you. I would, the bigger fight, I think, for you, Correll, would probably be the constitutional violation. Not that it's not the more clear fight, it's the more tedious fight, rather than just be resentenced on the second degree, because that's kind of, I think, more easy, especially because you've been in for decades at this point. So, but again, I mean, I hear you guys. I understand. I sympathize with you. I honestly, I don't know how to fix it. And I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't. It's a shame. I'm saddened to hear this. And again, I mean, I'm happy to continue to talk to you about it. I wish there was more I could do.
We appreciate the time that you've given us, for sure. I'm definitely open for communication on it, and I do feel that, even though they're doing whatever they're doing to try to get us this representation, we've seen from sitting on death row the power of some of these large firms, and so, like I said, I believe that had I known fill out this paperwork, maybe someone would have seen what I'm talking about instead of me just saying, hey, I have this issue. If you see it, then you understand it, because I believe that, everybody in prison has an issue. Everyone that goes through the court system comes back saying it happened like this, and can you help me or whatever. But when you're reading it and you see it, then you will know it. And so I'm looking for
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Kind of help I can get. I'm continuing to push, fight, and show up in court. And I'm waiting for this representation. So we can get this thing going. And also, I'm trying to get ahead of whatever the governor's going to do, whether it be nothing or commute the sentences. Because one thing that I do know, and I understand, the difference, or one of the differences between LWOP and, a death sentence is it's mandated by Constitution, the state Constitution, that they provide us representation from start to finish. And they're lagging right now. So this is the reason why I'm pressing courts. I've written to the Superior Court of my county. I've also written to the Supreme Court of California. And one of them says, in due time, the California Supreme Court says in due time you'll receive this representation. And then the San Diego Superior Court wrote back saying that I was being represented by an attorney that died like more than 90 days prior to their response. So I'm in this fight. I'm going to continue to fight. It looks like it looks until you see, all that's happening. And as a lawyer, I understand you know that there's things that happen behind the scenes that they don't publish, and my thing is I want the people to see it. I want everyone to see what's really going on opposed to when you type my name in, you see what you see. There's more going on behind the scenes than what they say. And it's just not my word. I have the paperwork in black and white coming from the court, the transcript, the actual transcripts to prove it. Still hearing, to prove it. So, like I said, I'm looking for any kind of help. I appreciate this dialogue, and I appreciate talking to you. And I'm just looking for any kind of help, any kind of firm that'll be willing to look into it, or any kind of attorney that'll be willing to look into it. I believe that for resentencing purposes, we don't have to have the standard doesn't have to be the same standard for the appellate counsel, the high qualified appellate counsel, that we need for habeas and appeal, on the appeal. So
I have a question.
More towards, yes, ma'am.
Correll, I think this is Correll.
Yes.
What if you told them, I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to deprive you of your constitutional right, but what if you told them, I'm going to represent myself? I'm not saying that.
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm not saying that you want to do that. I'm just saying, could you get into court faster?
I want to represent myself.
Yes.
Question was, what if I told them I want to represent myself?
Yeah, would they let you in court faster?
For resentencing purposes, I believe that I can do that. I think I can do that. But for appeal purposes, I don't think I would try to do that. It's a lot of, and I'm just going off of what I've seen and a little bit that I know. I don't think I'll be able to handle that on a habeas, a capital habeas. But for resentencing, under Thompson, the 2024 case, James Alvin Thompson case, the case that pretty much knocked my attorney out of, I was appointed counsel for resentencing. She got knocked out of there because of the Thompson case. They said that the appellate court stated they were allowing an additional partial habeas, typically for resentencing purposes only. And to me, like I told the judge on the record, that signals additional, meaning separate, another one. So I don't believe that the same type of qualifications for habeas representation on appeal necessary for resentencing purposes.
I would agree with you.
So, and I think right about now, the judge, and he agreed with me too. And so he let the attorney off.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I think he realized that, during our May hearing, we let her off on
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
He kind of questioned that. He kind of questioned it and gave her a little hard time about, what are the qualifications? And she said she wasn't qualified. No one in the public defender's office was qualified. And so he was asking her, how would she know that? And all that kind of stuff. So anyway, at the end of the day, it appears today that at some point he may be signaling that he may be apt to rule that there is a separate qualification, and the standard for resentencing qualification is lower than the standard for habeas, which will be okay with me. I just want to get this show on the road and get this thing going so I can get what I got coming and be on my way. But I really
I get that. I mean, you're just basically sitting there wasting time, which is annoying in itself, I'm sure.
He just got disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
That's
We've been
Ramon.
setting, and I've written hundreds and hundreds of letters to attorneys throughout the state, law schools, innocent projects. I started writing attorneys out of state. It's just, I might get 1 or 2% that respond back, and all they have to say is, "Well, we're really sorry for your situation, but we can't help you." And it's just this due process issue, this violation of due process issue is just gut wrenching to the soul, where you can't get any kind of action, any kind
This
of
is
help.
Global Telly.
And,
You have a prepaid call from an
and it's just, it's hard to deal with. So,
No, I don't envy you. I don't
it's
envy
like,
you.
as much as I reach out to everybody, nobody's reaching back.
Yeah, I'm
No
sure that
lifeline
can
out
be
there anymore.
very lonely and very disheartening. And I honestly, I wish I had the words to say something to make you feel better, but unfortunately I don't. And I just want you to know that I'm hearing you. I take what you're saying to heart. I'm listening to you and I care about your situation, although there's not much I can probably do about it considering I'm across the country. I am trying to I'm trying to sympathize with you. I am sympathizing with you, and I hope that gives you a little bit of peace in knowing that I'm hearing you.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, we appreciate the time that you're giving us, and this is it's great. And you're like the first attorney I've actually talked to, even though you're on the other side of the nation, that I've even talked to for many years. So, it's a step forward.
Right. Do we have Correll and Josh back?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
This is Josh. Yes, I'm back. Correll is back.
Ma'am.
Correll is back, y'all.
Okay.
Are they all in separate correctional facilities?
They're actually they're in the same. The three of them are in the same. They're all in Donovan.
We're all in the same. We're all in Donovan. We're all in the same yard.
Yeah, they're actually
in San Diego.
So do y'all see each other outside your cells?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. At least you can have some human contact. I mean, there's some prisons I've gone in where they don't have any. So at least you guys can talk to each other.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about
we
being away from. That's the thing about being away from each other, and we bounce
ideas off of each other's heads and see, what we could do about this thing. We're running into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Correll, you have Gene is here, and you have quite a few people there. Actually, Correll can fill a courtroom when he goes to court. He has quite a good support system. I see Gene. Yeah.
I mean, we all pushing, and we see the same thing, and it's unfortunate that, like I said earlier, you can Google us and see what they say, and Attorney Alley, I'm sure you know how that goes. It'll look like there was a crime committed, there was an arrest made.
Correll, could you just speak up a little?
Your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
There was a trial that happened, and then there was a conviction and a sentence. But it's not like that.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
There's more people out there that need to know that it's more to the story than just what they put out there. You know, and when it comes to human contact, you know, it's like you were saying a second ago, very much appreciated because on death row we're isolated in the cells by ourselves. We're locked up in a cage of 4.5 foot wide by maybe 11 to 13 feet deep and 8 feet high box. You know, a cage and single cell and cell by yourself. You know, where everywhere you go, you got to be strip searched and chained up and escorted, like walked around like an animal. So for us to come here, you know, to be around other people with, you know, human contact and to be able to speak to people on a regular, you know, and have regular time now to get jobs, you know, go to school, you know, and get into self-help classes. I mean, it's just a blessing.
Well, and I will tell you, Correll, I think that's Correll talking.
Yes.
Part of the reason that I am against the DP, and I'm speaking that in TikTok language. Normally I don't talk like this, but the reason I'm against, part of the reason, there's multiple, but one of the reasons I am against DP is, number one, I'm a defense attorney. But number two, you put me in what you're describing, what you guys live in every single day, a cage, food, trays, escorted, chains, shackles, handcuffs, no human interaction, 2x4 pens that are jelly that don't even work half the time. I mean, I can go on and on and on. That will drive anybody out of their mind. That is the definition of insanity, if you ask me. Okay. And we are not animals. In fact, I mean, I treat my animals probably better than they treat you. And that makes things disgusting for me. If you're going to put somebody in prison because of what they did or how they did it, and we could go on and on about that. But what is the purpose of prison is to remove them from the community. So being in a facility, right, is enough, in my opinion, to have punishment, right? So why do we have to put you all in a cage by yourself and do the things that we have to do? They're going to say safety, but if you're asking me, you're already, did we lose him?
Correll's here. No, that's Ramon.
If you're asking me, you're already deprived of your freedom in a facility. So why do we have to make it worse by putting you somewhere where you are actually going to lose your mind? And I would like to look up the statistics on this. You guys might have done it already, but how many percentage of DP inmates start to have mental ramifications for being in a cell? Like I have trouble, and I will admit this freely, I have trouble sleeping in my room at night by myself without my husband because I'm so used to it. But you know, I can't imagine what you guys do. You know, when you have no
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When you have no human interaction besides, hey, shackle up, turn around and get naked so we can take you down to the bullpen for court, or we can take you to the yard where you're put in another cage to fucking sit outside and stare at the walls and have no more communication. I'm sorry, it's disgusting.
Right. It doesn't feel good, but you know, and like you said, mental health is serious, especially when you take somebody by themselves. And I believe that that's what isolation was all about. Solitary confinement was all about breaking a person mentally. You know, and I've seen a lot of the guys from day to day. One day sane, the next day insane. Sad. More sad than that is hired people in those type of situations and positions. Now, people can talk, you know, the people out there can talk about, well, there was a crime committed. By who? You know, by who? And we really know who did what. Don't. Taking the word of A people, I'll say, is another person because that person's sitting there and condemn them with them. You know, and I think on the last show I talked about the Stanford experiment where they took half of a class and made them correctional officers and administration, and the other half they made them inmates. This class was supposed to be ran for 2 weeks and then they were going to switch. And they had to shut it down in 6 days. 6 days. They couldn't last the 2 weeks because those who were tasked to be the administration and correctional officers were psychologically abusing those who were tasked to be the inmates. So I say, and I question, what do you think happens when you sit someone down and give them a job to be an authority figure over another person? If it had to be shut down in 6 days, can you imagine giving somebody a job in that position and what that's like? You know, so you have to find things. I had to find.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I have to find things to keep myself occupied, reading, writing, you know, and
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Involved in the abolition movement, and just staying focused, continuing to fight. Because had I not did the things that I did, I wouldn't be. And what I mean by the things that I did, I'm talking about the things to change and the things to keep my mind sharp and focused. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today, because I can honestly say here that there was a time when I thought about giving up my appeals and just letting them execute me. I got tired of being demonized and antagonized. You know, so, but I'm here. You know, God spared me for a reason, and I got this fight in me, and I'm going to continue to fight. Giving up is not an option. There is something out there for me. There is someone out there who can help me. I'm pleading for help. You know, I put myself in this position as far as going to court to get to where I am in court. And I'm just need some kind of help. You know, however it is, whatever it is, I'm asking for it. So I know money talks, and coming from where I come from, the environment, and you know, these urban streets and neighborhoods, family background that I come from, I don't have it. I don't. And but it doesn't stop my need for help. So I'm going to continue to march up into this courtroom, and when given the opportunity to speak, I'm going to speak, and you know, thank God for my people that come behind me, you know, and I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, I mean, I commend you. I don't know how you've done it this long. I would have probably lost my marbles if I were you. And I see, and Marge said this to you. I assume we have a lot of people in here supporting you in our chat, and I know you can't see the chat, but I don't know if you know this person, but Anthony Robinson said, you know, that they love you and that they support you, and you know, I just want you to know that. And I think the majority, all 101 people that are in this chat, feel the same. And I commend you. I do tell a lot of my clients in the inside when I go see them and I pull them down, you know, a lot of the time we have conversation that has absolutely nothing to do with their legal case, simply because they just want to talk to me because they haven't had any human interaction in 2 weeks. You know, there's so much more to somebody than their legal case. And I think that's, you know, obviously we talk about this and I cover true crime and my whole world is legal, right? That's all I do. Eat, breathe, sleep legal all day long, you know, 12, 16 hours a day. But when you talk to somebody and they become your client, or I would like to say my friend, I would say 99.999% of my clients become my friends. You know, I learn about the person. And I think when you learn about the person, you learn about the crime they allegedly committed or didn't or did or whatever it may be. And I think that's, that's inherent in me. And I think that's inherent in defense attorneys. And that's why people always ask me, Allie, you don't like kid crimes. Why don't you become a prosecutor? And I will tell you, Correll, I will never become a prosecutor because I can never stand up in front of a judge and say, hey, go put that man in a cell for the rest of his life or for the next 6 months or whatever, because I don't feel that that is appropriate for certain crimes. Now, like I said, Correll, you go in and do, I'm not saying that people who unalive people are correct. I'm not saying people who do certain things shouldn't be punished for their actions. My problem is the length of time and how they go about doing it, because it's not to rehab the person like y'all have done, which is take it within yourself and rehab yourself. It's to throw them in a cage, which they deem as punishment.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's happening. Right. Like, taking it upon ourselves.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
At some point, we grow up, take it upon ourselves to seek out. We had to seek out self-help. So self-help was not available to us. So we had to seek out self-help. And it all started with us dealing with ourselves, going inside of ourselves and figuring out, who am I? Why am I here? And I'm not talking about why am I in prison? Why am I on this earth? And what can I do while I'm here? And so the first thing I had to do was clear out my foundation of all the negative thoughts and conditions that I've been, the belief system that I had, and the decisions to believe the things that I believe based on where I come from and the environment that I come from. And I had to get away from that, throw that in the trash, and build up another belief system. So I'm still building on this belief system.
And he's gone. So we have Ramon still.
This is Ramon. Yeah, I see that my battery in my tablet is about ready to run out too, so this may be my last call. But I just want to thank you, Allie, very much for spending time with us, and for Matt, for putting this all together, for making the contacts. That's something we really appreciate, this opportunity, and we really appreciate you talking to us about this stuff.
No problem, Ramon.
You are here for us to listen to, and we appreciate you allowing us to speak our voice.
Keep your head up, brother.
Yeah, I try. I've been here a long time, and I got to keep trucking. I got people out there that care for me. I got people out there that want to see some kind of justice, some kind of relief. Got a new relationship, young lady in Germany that's given me hope, given me inspiration, giving me motivation to just keep trucking on.
That's
so
right.
I gotta keep going, no matter how dire, no matter how depressing it can be.
This is Global Telly.
You gotta keep trucking.
That's right.
Keep your head up. We're rooting for you on this side.
Yep, he knows that.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate all those supporters that are out there also. That give us a lot of motivation and inspiration too. Letting us know that there's people out there that are listening, people out there that care, and maybe some people that's ready to reach back and give us a little information on, where to go, who to see, who to write to. Something's got to make a connection sooner or later.
Absolutely. You never know who's listening. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we have Ramon and Josh back. Ramon, I'll be in touch.
Yes.
You could reach out to me anytime. You know that. And I write to you, so I'll message you tomorrow. It's Thursday. I'll message you tomorrow, but you could call me anytime. You know that.
All right. Now, okay, Allie, thank you. Thank you for your time. Josh, good to hear you again. Correll, Marge, and again, thanks for Matt lining this all up. And God bless you all. And hopefully everything starts looking up.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, Ramon.
Good night.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Good night. He said his tablet was dying.
Oh, okay. Correll, do you have any more questions?
Me personally, I just I'm just pressing for the help. You know, I know it's out there, and I'm not gonna give up. I just want to say I appreciate the dialogue. You know, and to be able to share this information. This information is important. You know, and I will definitely be checking in when I get down there to the county jail.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Keep you guys, you know, abreast of what's happening, and also for Allie, if you talk to Vinny, tell him I said what's up.
I'll be on with Vinny tomorrow. He just emailed me.
Hey, I watch him all the time, and it's funny how he tries to take on all the defense attorneys. I watch court TV a lot, you know, and I follow a lot of the cases that's on there when I can. So Vinny is funny. So
You'll see me tomorrow.
Correll likes court TV. Yep. So
Yeah.
Allie will be on tomorrow. Correll.
okay, I'll tune in tomorrow. You know, I'll tune in tomorrow.
Okay,
yeah,
Correll, I'll be on at
thank you.
8 EST, which is probably 5 your time,
5,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll check it out and see what you guys are talking about. You know what you guys gonna be talking about? One of the cases that's up right now.
I don't know. My guess is they emailed me, but they didn't tell me what we're talking about. But my guess is probably the Nick Castos case, that case where allegedly he unalived his wife and took her body parts and that shit.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, but if I could get if it's possible through Marge, you know, if I can get your information, I mean, I would appreciate it, and just send you this reading material just so you can see it, you know, just for the purpose of you seeing it, you know, and it'll really make me feel better to know that, you know, I sent it to one person, you know, opposed to what I did. I sent out all these letters, and I was, you know, pouring my heart out to all these attorneys, and even though majority didn't get back, you know, like I said, I realized later on that it's probably because I was explaining it, and I'm not versed in law and all that. You know, I was excited about the issue that I have, you know, and they basically told me, you know, no, I don't, you know, and I don't know if they believe it or not, but it's real, you know. But I would appreciate that. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's no problem. You can send it to me. I'll send my you got to mail it, right?
Yeah, he would have to mail it.
I would have to mail it. I can mail it to the office.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll send you. Cool. Yeah, you don't have to pay for it, right? I don't want you to have to pay.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
All right. Well, I don't want you to pay for it, but you can. If you might be able to, since you're sending it to my law firm, you might be able to do it for free because it's legal. I don't know what y'all's rules are, but I'll send Marge my office address. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. No problem.
Correll?
Allie, this is Josh.
Is Corell, are you
Hi,
still
Josh.
there? Real quick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
So Anthony said he'll see you on the 22nd. So he's going to be at court.
Okay, for sure. For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hello. I really don't have any legal questions pertaining to me. But what I do have, again, goes back to rehabilitation and change. And as a facilitator and somebody who is in not only the prison system, but the county jails, from my own experience, there's such a lack of positive programming in the jail system. And I know when my change didn't happen in county jail, and there was nothing there to even to foster that in me. What is going on up there in Pennsylvania, or is there anything that you're doing that is offering individuals who are not only charged with crimes and yet to go, but to foster what I call the lack of, lack of empathy and compassion for just our roles in our life? What's going on up there that you guys are doing in the system that you're part of?
Yeah, sure. So we're in our county jails in Pennsylvania. If your sentence is less than 2 years, you remain in county. If you are awaiting trial, obviously you remain in county. There is absolutely zero in county. They sometimes allow religious visits, and sometimes us volunteers can get in and run a program like an NA or an AA program. But other than that, besides being a laundry worker or kitchen worker or a tier runner, there's really nothing that they offer. And some of my clients that are going to take a plea or are awaiting trial, they constantly are asking me, saying, Allie, please get me a court date so I can go to state prison. I need out of this county jail. I can't do it here. And it's because they literally have nothing in the county, and at least our state correctional facilities have, school and programs and things that you're discussing. Also in the county, they have limited access to tablets. So it's my understanding that my clients are telling me that there's like 30 tablets per unit or per block or whatever, and it's like a dogfight literally to get a tablet, and you have to pay an obscene amount of money. Families of my clients are telling me it's like a ridiculous amount of money for them to make a FaceTime or a call or a text on these tablets, and like people are literally getting in physical altercations over these tablets. So not only can they not do anything, but they also can't talk to the outside world. So it's honestly, we're not doing much here, similar to probably y'all. The counties are, and they claim it's because they don't have funds.
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It's claimed because they don't have funds or they don't have people to do it, but it's quite honestly, like I said, bullshit. Because I know how much we pay in taxes, and I know what the prison makes, and it's not that hard to figure out. So I also think there's a lack of willingness of volunteers, and I also think there's a lack of the prison's whole thing is safety, right? Like they're so obsessed with this safety shit. It drives me nuts. And I'll tell you a story real quick. I recently, they make us attorneys go through the beeper, basically, where you walk through and you can't have any metal, like you're going in the courthouse or an airport, for example. And they have a new policy at our local prison where if you beep, you usually get wanded, and then they figure out, it's your shoes or whatever, your badge, little holder or whatever. So now our new policy is if you beep at all, you cannot go in. So I wear shoes with heels, normally, like every other lawyer. So now if my heels beep, I can't go in the prison to see my clients. So I have to take my shoes off to go through the metal detector.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Shoes?
My shoes have to come off, and I have to walk through barefoot, and then put my shoes back on, because if I beep, I'm declined from going in the prison to see my clients. And ain't nothing stopping me from that.
That's crazy.
I can't even wear this is probably TMI, but I don't care.
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When I'm going to the prison, I cannot wear a bra with underwire in it because I will beep. So if I know I'm going to the prison, I have to make sure that I have literally no metal on my body, or I can't go in.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the same with all the prisons in California, except for they're not gonna deny you a visit, because you beep. They'll try to figure out what that is beeping, and if you have a wire in your bra, for instance, they'll have you remove it. They'll give you an option to remove it, or you can go change it, you can remove the wire, or you just don't come in.
Right. But you're an attorney, like you would think it would be different. It's not like you're just walking in to visit a family member or something. You're an attorney. I don't get it.
They don't give a shit. They won't even let me in with my laptop. I have to get permission to bring my laptop in to show my client the video evidence. I'm like, this is insane. Like, I don't know how you expect me to operate like this. Like, it's just.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think that's just in that state over there, because over here, our attorneys can bring laptops and stuff like that. I don't think they can bring phones, but they can bring a laptop for legal purposes and all that kind of stuff in the county jail. And when you were talking about the county jails, I understand exactly what your clients are saying about, wanting to hurry up and get out of there. Every time I go down to the county jail for court, I want to get out of there as fast as possible. Now, here's what's crazy about my situation. I'm going to court pretty soon, like I said, and I'm in San Diego. My court is in San Diego. And the sheriff comes and gets me 4 days before my court and keeps me there 7 days after my court. And the court is literally probably 15, 20 minutes away from the prison that I'm in. And so when I'm over when I get looked in, I have to sit. The last time I went, May 26th, my court date was May 30th. I sat in a holding cell with nothing but a bench in there and a phone for from Tuesday morning all the way until Friday morning to the 3 o'clock Friday morning. Then they gave me a bed, and then they were back waking me up at 6, probably about 6:15. To get up and go sit in another holding cell to get ready for court. To get ready to get transferred down to court. So, every time I'm down there, I'm in a hurry to get back here so I can get back to my program and daily activities. Because when I get booked in the county, I'm automatically, because of my death sentence, I'm automatically what they consider a level 6, which is maximum high security. And I go to the hole where I'm only let out for 1 hour a day.
Yeah, I mean that's also, the county is not equipped for. I don't know if it's because they have too much, like, I don't want to use the word traffic, but too many clients coming in and out. Not clients, too many people coming in and out, and because people could go in there for domestic relations matter or PFA violations or restraining order violations, or because they're only there for
60 seconds remaining.
Something like a DUI or something like dumb like that. But they literally have no programs at all. I mean, I'm telling you, my clients beg me to go upstate. I mean, they're like, Allie, please. Because they're just bored. And like, we have some units in our county where it's basically, if you think of a center, and then the cells are off the center, almost like a sun. Think of this like a sun. Okay. And they can sit in the center in the common area all day. But like, sometimes they'll tell me we're just playing cards and staring at each other for 12 hours, unless we got to go in our cell, to shower or whatever. But if you're not in like a unit like that, you're just in a cell with 6 other guys, just doing nothing. I mean, all day long. Like they literally, it's craziness.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, for me, it's almost like being on death row again, because I'm in the cell by myself.
Yeah, that's because of your status. It's my guess.
Yeah, we lost him.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate you. I know you have to go too.
That's okay.
I love your cat. I absolutely love that cat.
He's freaking nuts, dude.
How old is he?
4 months.
Oh.
Yeah, he's good.
So in Keith actually wrote 2 books.
I saw that.
He wrote more than that. So these are his books, actually. he's amazing, Keith. He's actually on another he has another book coming out probably soon. What's the cat's name?
An incarcerated individual at
Verdict. Oh, I love it.
Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number.
These calls are crazy. I don't believe I have to do this when they don't. Keith is upset. I know he is. He's so upset he couldn't be here.
Dial 5 now.
The verdict. I love that. I didn't even pay attention to who calls. Who is it? Well, Correll. Okay. Here we go. This has to be Josh. This is the first time I actually merged calls. I never did this. This is the first night I did this. Usually I even took my husband's phone from him because I need his third number. It's like, but I only I'll be honest with you, Keith usually calls on that phone number. They were like, go get your daughter's phone because my daughter's in here and I live in an in-law suite. So she's right next, like I only have to go through a door, but she goes to bed early. They were like, go get her phone. I'm like, yeah, right. So we're both back, but I love that cat. Okay.
I'm back. I wouldn't let me back in.
Oh.
Finally, I got through.
Did you have to shut the tablet down, Josh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now I tried my celly's tablet. It said there was a call and already active. I don't know, but we're back now.
Yeah.
Is Correll back or?
Yeah, Correll's back.
I'm back.
Hey, Correll, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, bro? I'm doing pretty good. Thinking about heading to the shower in a minute.
He has to get to work tomorrow. You have to get up at 3 o'clock. I know their schedules. I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, he has to get to work at 3. You have to get up, or
I'll be there at 4. I got to get up at 3.
That's
I
right.
get up at 3 o'clock.
So, are you wanting to send Allie what you read to me, Correll, Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
The document.
You know, like I said, for someone to actually read it instead of hearing it from me, and then she could see everything. You know, and it's not a lot.
Okay.
It's not a lot of pages, that is.
Right.
But it's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot going on.
All right. That sounds good.
All right, y'all. Well, it was a pleasure to talk to you both. Thank you for listening to me rant about how much I hate prison. It was nice to talk to you. Correll, if you want to mail me that stuff, I'll message Matt or Marge to give you my office address. You can probably just Google it too.
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, I'll get it to them.
Yeah, it's on Google if they Google it. But also,
Definitely appreciate it.
Well, you could either send it in the group text we have, or whichever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If you guys need anything else, let me know. Marge, I'm sure I'll talk to you.
Yes. Thank you, Allie.
Thanks, guys. You. Hey, guys, keep your head up, all right?
Yes, Allie. All right. Thank you, Allie. You're an inspiration. Your resume precedes you, but you're also a kind individual, and I like the pit bull that's inside you.
Yeah. If you guys need anything else or anybody to talk to, I'm happy to do that.
And tell Vinny he's watching him, he said, Correll.
All right. I'm on tomorrow at 9.
So the regular.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to tell him. Correll said he's watching you.
That's right. All right, Al.
All right, y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Day.
I'll talk to you.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye. I'm still on, guys. She has another engagement tonight, so I don't know how she does all she does. She's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, how all of you, either one of you guys are constantly on the go doing this stuff. You know what I mean? I just thank you for the opportunity, and just the platform to not only just discuss our lives, but also the times of need, things that we do you need, you know.
Absolutely.
She was a very well-rounded individual. It's selfless, that's what she does, but also to go back into prisons and county jails and give back to the community that she does serve as a defense attorney. Those are why my questions of what I was asking for, asking her is to see, she's on the front lines defending individuals that are accused of crimes and that potentially end up in prison with lengthy sentences. So also, how does that resonate with an individual like her? But also, what can we do differently on the front end of individuals that are in the criminal justice system, and what are those programs and stuff that we can see? Because we're on the back end,
Right.
and how do we reach people in the front end to help them to, if they are convicted of these crimes, to come to before they get here? It took some of us.
Are you there, Josh?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. How do we?
Oh, you went out again.
Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you there?
Yep.
Okay. We're both on the same line right now, so when one mutes everything, I guess, right? To see what that is from the front end, because we're on the back end. We know what it takes to get here from being in prison for so long and understanding that, hey, change is possible and we need that change. But how do we help those in the front end?
Right.
That's where I'm at today. Because I'm about trying to give back and be of service and how to foster change, be credible messengers to help individuals in the front end. What I think is, I got an idea, and I think one of the ideas is maybe we can share some of the programs that we have here. Yeah. And in this correspondence with her, maybe we can send over some programs that we facilitate and generate here, and maybe, they can pick a program or two from our program and facilitate those programs out there where they're at.
That sounds good.
That's where, the collaboration. Because not a lot. We get a lot of tours that come through here with aspiring attorneys who are in law school, and also people from the DA's office.
Right.
And we ask that question, and because when you are on the front line, they really don't see the back end and come into prison, because they do have that false ideology that, hey, you know what, these guys are no good, they're not doing anything. Now, we got guys with master's degrees in prison.
Exactly.
We're not only getting AAs, we're shooting for bachelors and stuff like that. We're facilitating groups, creating curriculum, where we are promoting change. We're fostering things that are coming from us. You know what I mean? From guys that are sentenced to decades in prison and LWOPs and guys with the death penalty. So we do extraordinary things in prison given the circumstances that we are. And it's just nice to not only collaborate with people who are successful and see the need for it. So and to piggyback on that, one of my biggest things is, after all that I've been through, even when I have conversations with friends, people on outside, just like I do on the inside, I'm trying to help correct individuals that come into situations like this, and on the outside, correct individuals before they even come to an environment like this. I talk to a lot of guys in here, young guys, and some of these guys weren't even born when I got arrested. And during the conversation, I would always say, well, damn, man, you didn't caught up with me. You weren't even born when I got arrested, but here you are. But the biggest thing is to go from death row to a level 2, and I know a lot of people don't understand that. Death row being the maximum of maximum security, and then to come down to level 2, where it's more open, a lot more freedom, a lot more programs. It's a blessing and an honor, but it's also a testament of who we are today. It's a testament of who we are today not who they say we were 30 years ago.
Yep.
Not who they say we were 30 years ago. Because even 30 years ago, we weren't who they say we were 30 years ago. And that's the importance of Allie and attorneys reading this paperwork, because one side tells a story, and it's hard to forge friendships or relationships or anything when someone can Google your name and see this and start asking all kind of questions about, why did they say this and why did they say that? And they make it look as horrible as possible. But one of the things I say is like, have you ever heard of a DA that wakes up in the morning to say something good about someone?
Right, exactly. Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Their job is to say the worst possible, to get the most out of the situation for their end. And one of the things when we were talking about my resentencing, I had been talking to, some people about resentencing and all that. And like I said, this issue that I have with my constitutional right violation was between myself, the judge, and my attorney. My attorney violated my constitutional right. Do you know that when I raise this issue, the DA is going to try to side with my attorney?
Right. Absolutely.
They're going to try to side with my attorney and say that the attorney did everything right, when we have clear, convincing evidence. And I have another attorney that was on the case who's going to say that he violated my constitutional right. The DA is going to jump up and say, well, no, he did, he was right. And my thing is to the judge, and I want the people to know, when this person does this, they're not doing it because they're acting in the interest of justice. They're doing it to secure a conviction. So they don't give a damn about what really happened. Their thing is to maintain this conviction.
Absolutely.
And that's why I say, have you ever heard of a DA that wakes up in the morning to say something good about someone?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? While I still have the guys, we have a few minutes before it ends. If there's any questions. And Correll, just so you know, Allie already sent me the address, so I will message it to you later on.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I already got it.
Yeah, I want to. She can get that information and do, sharing of,
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, Marge, again, thank you for all that. Thank you for you guys listening. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Interesting to have these conversations and be part of it.
Yes.
As we are charged with change, bringing about change in any way possible to everyone. Change is possible. People are worth a second chance. Our past does not define us. Our past mistakes is not who we are today. Through that change that we have been able to facilitate in ourselves, and we try to pass that on to others. Lead a better life and a well-balanced life to create safe communities and a whole. So thank you guys for listening. Marge, get at me for...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And I think tonight was the night. I'm not sure if you're doing anything tomorrow. If you want to shoot the shit or whatever, just let me know, and maybe we can fill in the white space tomorrow. If we do something tomorrow, we can do that too.
Yeah, I don't have anything right now, so we didn't plan anything. But yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll just I'll message you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe you can reach out to Keith. Maybe we can fill him in and.
Yeah, we were going to just make tonight, but you know what? If you just want to do something, we can talk. We could talk.
Okay.
All right.
So let us know.
I will.
Be there. Thank you, guys.
All right, Josh. Thank you, and I'll text you. And Correll, thank you.
Salute. Have a good evening.
All right, I'll message you.
Bye.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
So that's it. They are gone. So yeah, I think it was pretty good. got a lot of information in. We never know who was listening. It was Matt. It was really good. It was good. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate what you did, bringing this all together. It was sad that Keith couldn't be with us, but next Wednesday we are going to speak with Attorney Ellie again, and we will have Keith Erickson with us. Just so everyone knows, Keith's book came out Saturday. Harry, your book came in. So this is his book. It's on Amazon. This is a children's book. He did the writing and the illustrations. And then, of course, and it's $9 on Amazon. I'm also going to ask him if he will read the book for us. This is the first book, Unleashed, that he read on my platform, and it is on my Charge with Change. Oh, Cindy, I'm going to send you the link as soon as I'm done. Charge with Change. Isn't it, Kara? Did you look at all the pictures? It's amazing. So Unleashed he did. This is on my Charge with Change on YouTube. The whole book is there. If you can go there to listen to it. And this is Keith Erickson, and that is Delta. So for those of you who don't know, they do train. Well, Keith does, not the guys we had on today. In Keith's prison, he does train service dogs. So that's what Unleashed is. And this is the dog he has now, Finn. And Fiona, well, she's on her way to her forever home. He absolutely did a great job with both books, but the new book is out. And they're both available on Amazon. But thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate everyone. I'm going to head over to Favorite It now. After I send Cindy the link, but I'm going to head over to Favorite It. We'll go there for a little bit. Keith Erickson's book. I know, on Amazon. Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Georgia, Margie. So we'll go over to Favorite It for a little bit. We'll head over there because it's only 10:20. So we'll go over there. It was a good live. Wait, do you see this, Lauren? Look, I got the stickies with like which phone was which. I did label them tonight. Matt, thank you again. Unfortunately, this is my first live without Keith. It was kind of strange. The phones weren't working at his it was kind of easy. I didn't panic where the phones were, but I didn't have to use my husband's phone, so it was a little bit easier. It was my first live without Keith because the phones aren't working at the prison where he is. They had an issue. So Matt did reach out to Allie before the live to fill her in. And she did agree to do a live next Wednesday with Keith. So it'll just be Keith and Allie next week. So we'll be back to one-on-one. Marge won't need all these phones. Like if you were to see my setup, yeah, we got a bunch of I have 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4 phones on my computer in front of me. So there's my granddaughter, Brenna. My granddaughter's there. Hey, Bren. You just missed my live. Aunt Dee was here. That's Christy. She calls her Dee. Hey. We just finished up. We had a prison call with an attorney here, so we just finished up. I'm going to go over to Favorite It and chat with everyone. That's where we finished tonight. I'm so glad you popped in. Cindy, thank you. But I'm so glad you stopped in. Dee's gonna wait till she hears that you popped in and you missed her. She stayed almost to the end. She just left to go to to sign off. Cindy's my friend and my mod. One of my mods. I got a whole team over here, Bren. I got a whole team. Everybody's amazing here. I miss you. I will message you tomorrow, Brenna. All right. Yeah, I'm usually live on Thursday nights doing the Crime Talk lives. This week we changed it to Wednesday night. So I miss you too. I will. I'll message you tomorrow. I'll let Dee know. She's gonna be so mad. No, I'm kidding. All right, love you, friend. All right, guys, we'll go over to Favorite It and we'll chat over there for a little bit. But everybody, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. We had a good live tonight. We had a lot of people in here, and thank you for everything. Thank you to all my mods for all you do for me. I appreciate each and every one of you. It was good night, Bren. I love you. Thank you for everything. For keeping the chat in order. It was great for blocking who you had to. I saw some of the comments were a little bit out there, but it was really good. So everyone, thank you so much. Have a good night, and I will talk to everyone a little bit later. So I will talk to you. We'll go over to Favorite It. Bye.